Alrighty. Okay, I got to start all over again. Let's read our opening affirmation together. Today is rich in promise, the promise of Spirit pouring itself into my life as the one life that is all. I am within it, and it is within me, ready to respond to my thoughts as I choose thoughts of health, joy, and prosperity. They become my reality, and so it is. Thank you. And our word today, we're going to do congregation. I got to put these in order. I'm being retrained. We're going to sing some congregational songs with Edith and Gord. And I'm going to stand over here, but I'm going to sing with you guys.
Start off with Joy in My Heart, and it's on page 53 in the book. So if you have a book under the seat in front of you, or there's a few around.
Page 53. My favorite song is Boruck. I love it.
Okay. Everybody's got the book? Okay.
And I invite you to stand because it sounds better when we stand.
I have the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I have the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay. I have the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I have the peace that passes understanding down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay. I have the love unfolding all creation down in my heart. Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I have the love unfolding all creation down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay. I have the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart. I have the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart to stay.
Wonderful job, everybody.
You want? I see divinity in you. I see
Oh, you know what? I'm going to turn this on. Okay. Out of the mouth of the great growing spirit.
It means that you could trust a person. You could say, I confused.
Yeah, if you say you're going to do it.
You say you're going to do it and then you do it. And you can trust them too.
That is a great one. Thank you, Haley. You can take that back to your mom because she's going to use that in a little bit. And I see there's an announcement here. You guys probably know we're not broadcasting for a while. And there's a couple of reasons for that. And one of them is when everybody's watching at home, there's like 7 or 8 people. It's a lot more challenging to get into the spirit when there's 4 or 5 people here. So I'm so happy to have people here, and I wish that the people at home knew what they're missing. I'll talk about that a little bit in my talk. I have a couple of announcements. Reverend Judy's still doing her mastermind. She probably only has one left. Do you only have one mastermind left? One mastermind left. And so you can come. It's on Wednesdays at 6:30, and it's kind of an affirmative prayer night. What do you want to experience? And you do a prayer for each other and hold that in your thought for a week. Also, I'm promoting the personalized giving plan. If that's something that appeals to you, we have a form. You put your bank account, and you can say how much you want to give every month, whether it's $10, $20, $1,000, whatever you choose. And now I'd like to invite Lena up. She's going to do an opening treatment for me.
Okay, it's on. So this one is from the Spiritual Mind Treatments for Personal Use, or this is what this is called, and it's from How to Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. And this one's called Connecting with Joy. You are part of the universal mind, one with the universal substance. You live, move, and have your being in pure spirit. All the abundance, the power, and the harmony of this spirit exists at the center of your being. You experience this good in such degree as you accept, believe in, and feel it. And as you enter into life, feeling the divine presence in everything, more and more, you will hear a song of joy singing at the center of your being. You have only to be still and listen to this song of life, for it is always there. Knowing the divine presence is always closer to me than my very breath, I have nothing to fear. I feel this love, protection around me. I know that the song of joy, of love, and of peace is for the ever chanting its hymn of praise and beauty at the center of my being. Therefore, I attune out of my mind all unhappy and negative ideas. I direct my thought to the sunshine of life, to brightness and laughter, to the joy presence of radiant spirit. I lay aside all anxiety, all striving, and I let divine love operate through me into my affairs. Joyfully, I anticipate greater abundance, more success, and a deeper peace. Joy wells up within my mind, and life sings its song of ecstasy in my heart. And for this, I am always grateful of this teaching and the lessons that it brings to our lives. And so it is.
Oh, thank you for sharing your voice with us. Okay, I know Gord's got an announcement, but I'm going to wait till he comes up here. You can do it with your closing treatment. Is that okay, Gord? Yeah. Okay, well, now it's me again. I don't have to introduce anybody. Good morning, divine beings. I am Reverend Joanne, Faith, Peace, and Love Boruck, and it's my honor to be here today as we discover our divinity. Our divinity. It's not something we have to earn, we have to pay for, we have to sacrifice for. It comes to us naturally because naturally we are divine beings. And I invite you right now to just relax and take a couple of deep breaths and close your eyes as I speak this affirmation. One divine creator of all, one God, divinely natural, divinely nurturing, all encompassing. I know and declare that I am created to be divine by design. I am natural, nurturing, involved, and evolved. I am all that spirit is in expression on earth. I speak these words for all those who claim this as their truth. The divinity of nature is one with all. The divinity of nurturing is one with all and one with me. There is that within me that recognizes my gifts, my talents, and my treasures. It allows them to blossom into expression. And as I express my divinity, I am embracing and accepting with an open heart and mind all that life has to offer me. I accept my challenges and successes with equal enthusiasm and gratitude. With great thanksgiving for this truth, for the wisdom of Ernest Holmes, for the lessons and confirmation of our divinity at this Center for Spiritual Living, Red Deer, and for all centers for spiritual living. I let this go into the law of mind where it's returned to me, multiplied and overflowing, and so it is. So this morning we're still on that nature theme that we did for the whole month of August, and this one's a really big one. I know I said last time when I was talking about water that was the big one, but I changed my mind. This one's the big one because it's human nature. And so I have a couple of questions to ask you. And I'm going to lead us into a meditation pretty quick. It's not a real meditation. It's a contemplation. So I have two questions to ask you. Who are you? And what are you? And in order to examine those two questions, the first one, who are you? The first thing we think of is our name. So I invite you to just close your eyes gently and for awareness. So there's no distractions. You can't see anything in front of you. And just bring to mind what your name is. I am Joanne Boruck. And so if you could say that silently or out loud to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And now I ask you to drop that last name and just bring to mind, who are you? I am Joanne. Who are you? Who are you? And then let's drop that too. And just begin to silently say to ourselves, I am. I am. And when we remove all those labels, expectations, decisions, you're left with infinite possibility. In front of you is the I am. And then we move into, what are you? And let us begin with, I am a divine human. I am a divine human. And then let's move away from human. Let's be divine. I am divine. I am divine. And once again, we drop divine, just go back to that infinite potential. I am. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, because that, my friends, is human nature, divine. And now I have an affirmation. I know it's really interactive today. I am a divine being. Say that back to me. I am a divine being, and my true nature is divine. That simply feels amazing. I always write myself a little affirmation when I'm writing my service, and that was one that just kept coming up. And like all of the talks that I do, I could go on for hours about divinity, because when you see divinity in everything, you're awestruck. So that feels amazing, but it's also controversial, because human nature, is it nature or nurture? And I know that's a big, big question. And one scientific fact, when I was researching that, kept coming back to me, that 99.9% of our DNA is identical to every other human being's DNA. And 99% is the same as every species on the earth. Really, one of the oldest arguments in history is the nurture or nature debate, which has more influence in our lives than each of us know. And there's good sides and bad sides. Nature. I just have to tell you, when I was thinking about how 99.9% of us are all the same, that's our divinity. 99.9% of us is an expression of God, a divine expression. Holy smokes. But it's so easy to just focus on that 0.1%. It really gave me pause. So, divine nature. I want to talk a little bit about humans from the perspective of biology and genetics. Did you know that different members of the same species even have identical DNA? And the DNA in your genes is 90% similar to those genes in your genes. However, all species have a series of behaviors or attributes that comes naturally to them. And these attributes are called characteristics and instincts. And I really like that word, because when you put a label on someone as woman, man, tall, short, skinny, fat, that's a characteristic. That's not a flaw. That's a characteristic of who we are. And so that 1% that's left, that's nurture, I just was so humbled to think that if I could just remove my expectation of the 1% that's nurture, and just saw the 99% that's naturally divine, I would find inner peace and freedom. And I think that's what all of us want. We want inner peace and freedom, and accept people are more alike than they're not. So here at this center and all centers for spiritual living, we study the science of religion. And we believe that there's one power, one presence, and therefore the individual personality is determined by what we believe about ourselves. And we know what we believe about ourselves because we teach it. And it's based on our vibration, who we attract into our life, how we feel about ourselves. And it goes on to say that like attracts like. Two entities vibrating at the same frequency are pulled towards each other naturally. That's human nature. Michael Beckwith says, as the alchemist of your life, find a bit of frequency that you resonate with and want to experience, and put your focus on that. And then that becomes your perception, and live from there. So that's twice I've mentioned frequency and vibration. So I think I should mention right here that one of our purposes as ministers, practitioners, and those who practice these principles is to inspire others, to raise their consciousness to a place of power and peace. And that energy, that vibration is connection to a place of power and peace. And the connection is harmony. And it's being in close proximity with like-minded people. Gord's going to talk about that too. Which is one of the purposes of inviting everybody to put their souls in the seats, is that you get to come here to have that full, loving, divine experience of connection. Not seat of the soul, but souls in the seats. And I just ask you to be present, to make a choice every Sunday. Sunday morning is for me, and my choice is to go to the Center for Spiritual Living, because I can live my life in peace and freedom, and I can see how we're all the same. And I know for me, in the close to 20 years I've been coming here, that if I come on a Sunday, I have a better week. And people say, I still practice even when I'm not here. And I know that's true, but I'll say, like my mom always said to me when I was doing something wrong, I say, I can do it that way. Yeah, well, how's that working for you? And it doesn't always work. So I believe that nurture comes to us naturally. But when I was thinking of nurture, I always think if we spent half as much time nurturing ourselves as we do nurturing our plants, our friends, our family, our garden, we would truly see just how divine we are, because there's no separation. So the nurture theory holds that genetic influence exists. However, we have the ability to override the influences by the power of our word. And our word is that seed within that I talk about sometimes when I'm doing prayer treatment for someone. I'll say, go to that seed inside of you from when you were born, and it's never been harmed, injured, changed. Just go to that seed. So the word's the seed, and this center and all centers, even religious centers, are the place of the word and the seed. Ernest Holmes says, I live in the faith that there's a presence and a power greater than I am that nurtures and supports me in ways I could not even imagine. I know that this presence is all-knowing and all-power and is always right where I am. So just to expand on that 1% nurture, I found this quote. It said, to view that humans acquire all or almost all their behavioral traits from nurture is termed tabula rasa. Did you know that? There's a term for that? Tabula rasa. And woohoo, I was so excited, because it means that we start with a blank slate. So we have our 99.9% that's perfect, and we have this 1% that's a blank slate, the I am. And we get to create from there. And there's nothing to create from but the image and likeness of God, our Creator. And so that's all we create, love and light, and then our blank slate is sure to be beautiful and bountiful. So it makes sense to me then that to change that blank slate, you have to change your experiences, and you do that by changing your thoughts. And we change thoughts by bringing to mind what we want to experience, and we bring that into knowledge. I know it's layers and layers and layers, but it just starts with a belief. It starts with faith. And it's important to remember that with this blank slate, we get to choose who we'll be when we grow up. And that's debatable, because I have it on good authority that growing old and growing up are optional. You don't have to do that. You just have to grow. You have to grow in love and grow in consciousness, grow in kindness, and growing up and growing old have nothing to do with that. What's important to remember is that seed, when I was talking about the word being the seed, because that is who you are. You're just a seed package, just like any other seed package you buy at the store. And on the outside, there's a picture of me with my hair, whatever color it is that month. And, I'm a little short in stature and a little stout in stature, and that's that seed package. And maybe that's who I think I am. Maybe that's all people see. But what about if I opened that package? What about if I tore it open, which means opening your heart? If I never opened it, I wouldn't know what was on the inside. I'd think I was just this person with brown hair, retired, defined by my size. That is just a small part of human nature. So, what would happen if we opened it? Because a seed can't stay a seed forever. It either shrivels and dies. If you ever bought seeds that have been in the cupboard for 4 years, they just don't grow the same. But every package of seeds you buy, if you open them and you nurture them with water, soil, sun, kindness, love, all those things that a seed needs, wow, what will you blossom into? And that's really where positive change comes from, is from opening that seed. And by opening that seed package, you're making a conscious commitment to let go of the past, to let go of any experiences that no longer serves you, because you have unlimited seed packages. If you're going through something you don't like, open your heart, pull out another package. Okay, I'm opening that seed package. That one full of love or abundance or kindness or music, and just rip it open and say goodbye to those seeds that have served you. Because just like this time of year, we're harvesting now, we're getting our carrots and our potatoes and looking forward to what we're going to plant next year. Next year, I'm going to plant something different. I think I'm going to try leeks because somebody said they're good for me. And I can do that with myself, and I don't even have to wait for a new season. We let go of the past and embrace transformation. And have confidence knowing that you will take on a better form, even if it takes time, because you're divinely natural. You're naturally divine. I am a divine being. My true nature is divine. So my personal intention to ministry is to teach, inspire, and encourage people to pray, to use affirmations that we call affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. An affirmative prayer for us has a definitive path. If you've ever taken any classes, we use a 5-step. And so it's just a way, it's just one way. And we say God is, and God is all loving, kind, generous, beautiful, and so am I. And of course I am, because I'm a divine being created from all that is, from that creator. So I am also divine, beautiful, loving, kind. And then I know, and what do I want to experience? I know that my life is unfolding in divine right ways for the greatest good of all concerned, or whatever you want. You say it as if it's already happening, and then you express gratitude. And you'll notice in Lena's treatment, in my treatment, I always end with thank you for this, and I let it go. I let it go knowing it's already so, and that's something that's missing in a lot of new thought talks. They tell you to say that same affirmation 120 times. Well, where's the faith in that? If I got to say it 120 times, I'm not believing. And I'm not saying you don't have to say it over and over, because the world's full of things that'll turn us the other way. So I just want to shorten our affirmative prayer to just an affirmation. And I ask you to maybe just try that, because affirmations are very powerful. So think of something you'd like to manifest in your life, like a new job, a new home, healthy body, loving relationships, and just write down 3 to 5 affirmations, but write them down as if you already had them in your experience. I have a beautiful, loving relationship. I have a beautiful, healthy body. I am health. I am loving. I am kind. And then have those ready. Make them short and have them handy so you can start your day with them. Finish your day with them. And do that for a couple of weeks and just see how your life changes. A good place to start with that is, I am a divine being. I'm naturally divine. And in closing, I'd like to affirm that the divinity in me sees the divinity in you. And I really want to thank all my friends that are here today, and Wes and Linda. Thank you so much. I am Reverend Joanne Faith, Peace and Love Boruck, and I have plenty of peace to share, plenty of love to share, and I do, and so it is. Thank you. And now please welcome practitioner intern Gordon Hemelgarn to do our closing treatment and tell you our big secret.
Well, I guess now it won't be a secret anymore.
Okay, I'm going to get you a mic. Or do you want this one? Fine. Miss what you have to say.
Starting next month, we are going to gather together, all of us, anybody that would like to, and basically we're calling it a gathering of like-minded, light conversation. So we'll gather together and talk about anything, but most things are going to always steer back to God or light. You know, we're not going to dwell on governments or whatever, because there's no solution in that anyhow. So today I'm going to do a little different. And normally when I close, I try and affirm, but today, boy, do I feel grateful for all that we have and all that you are. So I just want to really give thanks to Reverend Joanne for all that she brings and all that she shares. It is really easy to see the divinity there, isn't it? Absolutely. So I was, contemplating and the lessons that we get in this. It's amazing, right? And I remember a few years back, if you'd have said, made in the image and likeness of, okay, fair enough. Does that mean I'm big, hurl lightning bolts, and have a beard? No, that is not the image. So thanks to the Center for Spiritual Living, Ernest Holmes, all our reverends, yes, you. Thank you so much for all these teachings, because now I can honestly say, every day, prior to having finished my first cup of coffee, I can probably name 50 different examples of how we're created in the image of. And the likeness is easy to see. And all the rest of those things that come that we try and wrap our heads around are sometimes a little difficult. And I know our friend and brother Jesus shared with us, I am created in the image and likeness of. So, and also, he that has seen me has seen the Father. Okay, fair enough, yeah. So all of life to me is love. So Jesus was love, whether it be bird, tree, feather, tree, bird, bug, whatever. It's all love to me. So as I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, I got a text this morning. It was kind of interesting. And it said, Gord, you're right. I am love. I am kindness. I am truth. And truthfully, Gord, your idea about the ducks is bad. And I'm assuming that's a letter from on high. So I'm trying to wrap my head around what we talk about in the science of mind. And this presence, this infinite intelligence, presents itself in us, as us, and through us. So in us, I can understand that, because our blood changes chemical composition instantly upon an abrasion and then changes back once it's healed. And as us, yes, our bodies basically generate brand new, healthy, vibrant cells on a 14-month basis. So every 14th month, we are brand new and vibrant. But through us, and I was going to talk about ducks, but I got that text, and it said, might I suggest you mention the music with the choir? And I thought, okay, yes, because isn't that always perfect and divine? And then, lo and behold, our lovely Edith shares with me, this morning she got a notice and she changed one of the songs to I see divinity in you. Boy, isn't that divinity working through each and every one of us. I am so thankful. So today I would like us to just take a moment and look to the person next to you and look at them and say, Namaste, my friend, Namaste. Now we all know as we give love freely and willingly, it is returned tenfold to us. So this time I would like us to take a moment and, drum up all the love you can inside of you. And next time when we say this to that person, blast them with love. Just bombard them with love because it's replenished tenfold. So if everybody's ready, namaste, my friend, namaste. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Gord. And now we come to the prosperity portion of our program. And that is not just prosperity for our Center for Spiritual Living, but prosperity for each one of us. For we have read the Bible, give and you shall receive. The more we open our channels of giving to wherever or whatever, it doesn't mean it has to be to the Center for Spiritual Living, but it is giving that we open the channels to receive. So let's read our prosperity affirmation together. Spirit is constantly giving itself away and is never diminished. Likewise, I give freely of my time and my talent and my treasure. In doing so, I am constantly renewed. My cup of life is always full, and my giving only increases the supply. Life is good, and so am I, and so it is. And if you have a donation to give, just bring it up and put it in the basket when we close the service. And I want to just give an announcement or two. Some of you remember when, until a couple of years ago, when Google chose to collapse my email account, I used to send out a spiritual message every morning. Well, I'm finally rebuilding that list and doing it in a way where they won't shut me down. And if anybody would like to receive those morning messages every day, just talk to me after the service. Give me a clearly printed email address and your name, and we'll do that. And of course, you can cancel at any time. I did want you to know that. And I want to tell you, everybody who has participated in the Wednesday evening mastermind clinic, it has been a blessing. It's a real joy every summer to do that. No, well, I shouldn't say there's no homework because we keep working on everybody's affirmation throughout the week, and we are doubly and triply blessed by doing that. So now I think Edith has a song for us.
We're going to do What a Wonderful World. And if you know it, it's not in the book, although it probably should be. But you can sing along with us if you like.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What a perfect song, because I want to talk about what a wonderful world it really is, and about one of my very favorite affirmations, which is simply, the need is met. And you notice Reverend Russ and Russ aren't here today. They're taking a few days off. And Reverend Joanne and I had consulted, and we were going to record on my phone, and we're rushing about in front of the service to get that ready. And guess what? Christopher, who's only been coming here for a few weeks, he's just taken over and done it. Yay! The need is met in so many ways. It's one of my favorite Ernest Holmes stories. Many of you have heard it before, but you're going to hear it again. They had a building in Los Angeles that they needed renovations, and they ran out of money and they needed another $20,000. So you know what Ernest Holmes did? Simply said, and I visualize him with his hands on his hips, as he said, God, this is Ernest Holmes. Need I say more? That was it. And the $20,000 showed up. The need was met. So if you never use another affirmation, try that one when you're in a situation where something is required. The need is met, just like Christopher meeting our need today, right out of the blue. And Reverend Joanne, bless her, I could have come up and done the opening. But you know what? My legs and my back are feeling their years sometimes. So it was such a blessing when she offered to do the opening portion of the program as well as her talk. Thank you, Reverend Joanne. The need was met when I was feeling the need. So please take that home with you and use it. Let's read our closing affirmation together now. The song of life sings itself through me. The dance of life dances through me. I am filled with vitality and joy, health, wealth, and wisdom. My song is a song of gratitude, and the blessings keep flowing, and so it is. And we'll go back to our musicians for our closing songs.
Myself, and it's on page 33. And you can stand. You've been sitting quite a long time, so you can stand up if you like. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace peace on earth that only love can bring. I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love myself just the way I am.
And a few words of closing treatment, if you'll join me in that, knowing that today is the day we are truly blessed. And each day as it comes is another day in which we are truly blessed. With loving thanks, with joy in my heart, I know that we have been blessed with the message we heard this morning from Reverend Joanne. I know that each one of us truly is divine. Our nature, our true nature within us is a light, is a beacon to the world. And it's up to us to let it shine, to let our divinity be seen, to let it have an effect in our world. I give thanks because this is my truth. And I know that each one here has been blessed by being here and is a blessing as we each go out into our world. I release these words, knowing a greater good unfolds right here and right now, and so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, we're going to do our final. Yep, there's Peace on Earth, and it's on page 114.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. As we walk with each other, perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there